We are with one laptop and there are a lot of cables around here.
Alright, well, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and kind of move along. I tell you, before we even get started, I just want to let you know that this is an interactive presentation, and you sitting in a big hall there, you have a role, so you have something to do during this presentation, and that is to pull out your recording device, whether it's your fancy phone or your camera, and start recording. It's important to record in video. Let me just give 5 quick reasons why and the importance of recording video at the moment. Go ahead, turn your video cameras on, or your camera on video mode. Record whatever you see in the room from your perspective, because it's important, because I'm going to ask you to consider running for office yourself. I'm going to ask you to consider working within the system, to work with the United Nations Security Council to build up the Olympic Truce, and you might just need this video later on as you work for this cause in your own home country. The next point is that, let me just be clear about who I'm talking to and who I'm not talking to. I'm talking with you as an individual, member of the International Olympic Academy Participants Association. I'm not necessarily talking directly to the IOC. Let me tell you why. The IOC, like the Vatican and the Holy See, they have United Nations observer status at the UN, and that status is granted because of the people that they represent, the organizations that they represent. It's not a seat of advocacy of any type, and therefore I'm not talking with or about anything that the IOC should consider as a body. We're not talking, to the IOC directly. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you as a member of the International Olympic Academy Participants Association. Which brings us back to the point that it's important to record now, because in this presentation we're going to talk about your role in ushering in the next 1,000-year peace agreement. My next quick point is politics. It's all about politics. I come myself from a very honorable background. I come from the background of political science. I like to consider myself a political scientist. So I'm a political guru. I love politics. I'm a politico. Love political discussions. I'm an observer. I'm an active participant in the political process. And I encourage you to consider the same. I encourage you to encourage your students, encourage your children to consider politics and political science. Indeed, political science is an honorable path. Which brings us to the 5th and final point before we even get started, and that is to suggest that you post your video online, and that it's important to post your video onto YouTube specifically. And why that's so, we can talk about in the Q&A. So by now, you've had time to figure out your recording situation and your game plan there, so let's go ahead and begin with the presentation. My name is Cindy Burleson, and I am coming to you from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The biggest city that we're closest to is the city of New Orleans in Louisiana. I too, like you, are a member of the International Olympic Academy Participant Association. And also, as you, at some point in time, we were selected by our National Olympic Committee to participate in a session at the International Olympic Academy.